So Tom Suddes gave me a little bit of permission to talk about this. About a year and a half ago, I was asked to give a short talk about Tom, who got an award from the Monogram Room, and his voice was a little hoarse then. And during the last year and a half or so, Tom's voice has gotten a little bit worse, and we found out, or Tom found out, that he didn't have just an infection; he actually had Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS. So we're here tonight to honor Tom Suddes, who has had totally 50 years of service to the Holy Cross missions in Bangladesh since his first year at Notre Dame when he stepped into the ring in 1967. So a little history about the Bengal Bouts Award. I'm glad we got the award. I left that in my trunk. Thanks, Jimmy. The Bengal Bouts Award has been given annually since 1949 and recognizes a person who, by competitive spirit, has given the most to amateur sport. Past recipients have included Tony Zale, Bishop Bernie Shield, who founded the CYO, Rocky Marciano, Father Tom Brenner, longstanding chaplain of the Bengal Bouts, Father Ned Joyce, Dr. Jim Moriarty, the head university physician, Charlie Rice, Pat Farrell, Judge Roland Chambly, to name a few. As I said, Tom Suddes first started his boxing career at Notre Dame as a freshman in 1967. Since that time, he has been an integral part of the Bengal Bouts, a contestant, a runner-up, a champ, the head captain, and for so many years, our head coach and mentor since Nappy's departing in 1986. So including this year, as I said, 2016, this marks 50 separate years that Tom Suddes has served the Bengal Bouts in 6 different decades. I was a freshman when Tom was a senior, so we always look up to Tom and defer to Tom. He graduated from Notre Dame in 1971. Married his childhood sweetheart Trudy. They had 5 great children and 7 grandchildren. He became the director of development at Notre Dame. He even decided to buy a powerhouse in South Bend and try to turn it into a health club. That was one of the many learning experiences Tom had. He then became head of the Suddes Group and tried to impact various organizations throughout the world with fundraising and for impact studies. He has sparred and got into the ring with every group of boxers since 1967, save for last year due to his illness. Tom would be the first coach or boxer to visit Bangladesh and the CSC's missions. He went there in 1996. By the way, in the last number of years, we send 2 to 4 of our boxers every year to Bangladesh. And Father Tom McDermott is Father Tom in the ring, who is back from Bangladesh, who was actually almost a classmate of Tom Suddes in high school. But Tom would see some of his heroes in Bangladesh, people who have served there for their lifetimes. Father Ed Geddert, CSC, Father Jim Baina, CSC, Father Frank Quinlivan, who is there now, CSC, and Father Tom McDermott. The Bengal Bouts, with the help of all you fans, is the single biggest contributor to the Holy Cross missions in Bangladesh. You have contributed over the years over $1 million to help those over a half a world away. Tom also was very instrumental in starting the women's program of boxing at Notre Dame many years ago, not too many years ago, along with a spunky sophomore architect student named Amy Catro. Tom was instrumental in starting the women's boxing program, which is now known as the Baraka Bouts. The Baraka Bouts serve the East African missions of the Holy Cross. Our motto in Bengal Bouts is strong bodies fight, that weak bodies may be nourished. That was the motto of our founder, Dominic J. Nappy Napolitano. But with respect to those values, in a rather famous speech, Father Ned Joyce talked about the lessons that Nappy taught us and the lessons that Tom would teach others. Father Joyce said, the true lessons that Nappy taught his boxers had little to do with the left hook. He taught us about dedication, about sportsmanship, about physical fitness and mental toughness. He taught us about self-reliance, respect for one's opponent, restraint, and a competitive spirit. These lessons would lead us along the way in many lives. So how successful was Tom Suddes as an educator or a leader in passing these along to another generation? What impact, what lesson plan did he pass on to these new people who came after we did? Perhaps I might share with you the words of a professor who sat with us at ringside, Amy Catro Busaletto, who said so many things about the Bengal Bouts and boxing at Notre Dame. But more importantly, we are here to honor Tom Suddes, so it is with great pride that I ask somebody in the front to read the words on the inscription of the Bengal Bouts Award. Tom, Mark Weber.
This award recognizes individuals who have given the most by example and competitive spirit to maintain the highest ideals of amateur and intercollegiate sport. Tom Suddes, nobody in the world does that more than you. Thank you.
See Tom Suddes presented with the Bengal Bouts Award, a very special moment, Chris.
Yeah, he's really an icon in the Bengal Bouts landscape, Connor, here at the University of Notre Dame as well. He's been with the program as a coach since the 1980s, and then he competed in the 60s and 70s. And his dedication is unsurpassed.
And Chris, with that being said, let's talk a little bit more about the mission. The saying here